What's going on, everybody?
Howdy.
It is the DSG. We're here. I actually had both streams up for a second, so that's kind of tripping me out. Mies, how we living, bro?
Living good, man. Living good. No complaints. See, we got a couple people in the chat so far.
Yeah, bro. Say no to Stro. George, we're going to get into that. And Daniel, appreciate the nice words. Modelo, we sit in Devine deck, baby. That's where we sit. Section 132, row B, seats 12 and 13, bro. Come say what up. And then Joe, legend. What's up, guys? Appreciate everybody kind of coming in. First and foremost, I want to get on top of it before, we get started. A lot of terrible things going on in Los Angeles right now. If you or any family members are in LA or any friends, hoping that you guys are safe and sound, it's really awful. As someone who's, me and Mike growing up in San Diego, obviously, there were a lot of wildfires. When I was a senior in high school, our house almost burned down. So completely understand what, people are going through, and I feel terrible. So really hope everybody is safe out there and, reach out to anyone in LA, make sure they're good. And I hope everybody's all right. All right. Well, Mies, a couple interesting things have happened in Padres land since we last talked. It seems like some shit starting. Hey, it seems like baseball season. I smell it, brother.
A little bit.
I smell it, brother. I smell it. And it feels good, man. I saw a video just now posted. Someone mentioned it. It is, let me see who said it. Roki Sasaki, and he is pitching off a mound in I'll share my screen real quick. But his caption on his photo is loading. His Instagram caption. I'm taking that shit deep, no matter what, bro.
That's some cheddar. That's some cheddar right there.
That is some cheddar.
Do we have an understanding of
cheddar, Bob?
That looks like what's that logo in the background there?
Let me do it again. I think it's a Los Angeles high school, which is a little sketch. But I also know he's in LA, so
yeah,
he's gonna be good. Regardless of where he ends up, man. And I've heard some interesting. So Roki's backstory is pretty crazy. And I'm pretty sure this is true. And I apologize if I got this wrong because it's kind of a big mess up. But I'm pretty sure his dad passed away in a natural disaster. Is that correct?
I believe he did, from my understanding. I saw that story too. So
that's insane, dude.
We'll have to be fact checked on that. But
yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm like, it's
got a crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. So
crazy backstory.
I mean, his market's insane, obviously. I feel like the whole baseball world's waiting on, Roki to sign. I don't know why. I'm a lot more optimistic than I was Monday. Maybe I'm just drinking the hopium a little bit. You were very optimistic Monday. For some reason, I woke up.
I wasn't that optimistic.
I'm kind of like, why the fuck not? Hey.
But I told you I wasn't really that optimistic. I was more so just saying that whole ownership situation did not change my thoughts about what our, shots are.
We'll touch on that too.
I said 10%.
I'm at 15 now.
You're at 15.
We're inching up, brother. Marco, hey,
appreciate the donation, man. Means a lot.
That $5, bro. That means a lot. I really appreciate it. Also, love your picture of Toddy, kind of like a Macho Man Tatis. That's badass. Sergio, what up, baby? Jared, what up? One of my favorite Twitter guys, Jared.
Joe, Joe knows I'm still at 10% there. Listen, I'm still at 10%.
We're also going to touch on Martin Perez, but real quick on Roki. I don't know what it is. So one of the best follows on Twitter, Tatis MVP season. He posted that the Padres had an agreement in place with their top international prospect, who's had in his Instagram bio for a long ass time. He's had Padres in it. For some random reason, yesterday he took it out. Dodgers players that they've agreed with also did that. So it seems like ever since the beginning, it seemed like it was Dodgers Padres. Right. I still think
I'll give you a reason as to why these players were removing stuff from their bios, right?
Let me hear it. And I'm going to pull it up.
One person, one free agent budget is getting Roki Sasaki. Okay? So agreements are off until that decision is made. Once that decision is made, then that pool of international free agents that got hoed by either the Padres or the Dodgers or the Yankees, they're back in the mix. Teams are going to want to rearrange the budget on who they're spending on. If there's a good player that's out in the mix that's getting money, that the agreement went away. So that's the thing. I don't think these players removing it from their bio means anything.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's probably these teams saying, hey, we're in the mix for Sasaki. We want to be honest. The agreement is not written, so it might not work out. It's going to be interesting.
Hey, be safe. LA for life. Be safe, brother. Sorry, Mike.
Be safe. Appreciate you joining.
Be very safe. We brought it up at the beginning, but honestly, I mean, and Spacebound had a good point. Hey, the Dodgers, Padres, there's always going to be a little bit of a beef, as baseball fans, but you guys got to realize, baseball is one thing. It's fun. We love it. We love to watch it. Real life is another. So don't be doing any dumb shit and being rude to anyone. People are losing their houses. It's really not a funny thing. So be respectful and try to keep, people like that in your thoughts. What were you saying though, Mike?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought with that speech you just gave there. From a Roki, I think we were talking Roki.
Yeah, we're talking right now. We're looking. Sorry. So Carlos Alvarez is the only guy in his bio right now. If you look up here, Ismael De La Cruz Julian. Also, if we do get this guy, I already like him, bro. This is a sick ass name. This guy's got some drip already. He's got some bar. He used to have Padres professional player for the Padres in his bio. Took it out. That means, people can overthink it, but I think Roki is, I think he's still on I think Preller and these guys, I think it's still an opportunity. I'm not saying the Pods are going to get Roki, and I know people are going to cook. But dude, it's interesting to see kind of where this situation is going. Arbitration tomorrow, to me's. I'm going to kind of put this away real quick. Kevin Acee had an article. Kevin Acee had an article about how the Padres haven't really made any moves this offseason. And tomorrow is the arbitration date for all these guys to sign. I think there's 300 players or 100 players or some crazy shit. Padres have 6. Luis Campusano, Michael King, Luis Arise, I think Dylan Cease and another player. The one guy I think doesn't agree, if we don't, to be completely honest, Preller has never taken a player to arbitration. If there's one player I think that might go to a hearing, it's Luis Arise. Do you agree?
Really? Yeah. I mean, I agree.
And in the chat too, shout out everybody. Out of the park. What's up? But yeah, no, in the chat.
I agree. He's never gone though. I think if he does go, it's one reason. It's because the owners are cheap. The owners are cheap. If he goes to arbitration, the first time in his career he's ever done that with a player. There's one explanation behind it. It's not that Luis Arise isn't worth $13 million for 1 year. When he's on, he's a 30% better hitter than the rest of the league. Better than average.
He's average.
OPS plus.
Sure.
He's OPS plus.
Yeah.
That's 30 points better. That's 30% better than the average hitter.
Our guy Giannis has a great tweet. He says, Padres have not had a player go, this is part of Kevin Acee's article. Padres have not had a player go to arbitration in AJ Preller's 10 years in charge of baseball operations. This year could be different. Also, Spacebound, thank you for the donation, brother. You're a legend. APF, what up, brother? AJ should buy the pods. I actually would not mind that. Thank you again, Spacebound. New ownership so cheap, they're going to break the no ARB record. It sounds funny, but it's true. So this is my ownership. I'm not going to get, I know the articles came out that the Seidler brothers or the Seidler estate came out with. Shield. I'm over all that succession shit. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to tell you what to think about that stuff. All I'm going to say is, as a San Diego Padres fan, like almost everybody in the chat, if you are saying you are living out your brother's legacy and your brother, Peter Seidler, became a instant legend hero in San Diego for really investing, especially after Spanos leaves, really buying in to the community, getting Manny Machado, signing these guys, telling Preller, hey, get me this guy, and giving him the sign off. If you're saying you're going to keep your brother's legacy going and you've spent $900,000 in this offseason, and then last offseason, who was the biggest signing? Yuki Matsui? Come on, guys. That's a fucking bullshit. Bob and Joe or whatever. Joe, Bob, Jim, Bob, Thornton, whatever. Hey, whatever your names are. That's bullshit, bro. Hey, listen, go on a press conference. Go on a press conference.
They won't.
Go on Ben and Woods. Go on Ben and Woods and say, hey, we're investing. Guess what? I'm not joking. The Pods fan base is loud. And if we don't get Roki and you don't invest in some guys, you're going to get their fan fest.
100%. 100%. No, I agree with you on that front. But like the one issue with sports ownership is doesn't matter how loud the fans are. If they don't want to spend, they don't have to spend. There's nothing we can do that will.
No, yeah, there is stuff you could do, bro. Like we can get, dude. Are you kidding me, Mike? You think the Seidler brothers, if they don't spend any money, they're gonna hear it, bro.
No, they're gonna hear it, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna start spending money. Is my point.
Once it starts messing with their pockets,
Pittsburgh, talk to Pittsburgh, talk to Colorado, talk to Cincinnati. That's what I'm just saying. I'm saying it doesn't mean you can be as loud as you want. It doesn't mean that if you have a bad owner, they're gonna.
You think Manny Machado? You think Manny Machado and Tatis and these guys are just gonna be like, oh, I'm cool with it? You don't think they care?
I think they care, but I think as long as the check clears, listen, as long as the check clears for these guys, they're going to be fine. If 30 million is 30 million, if they're getting paid 30 million, they're getting paid 30 million. Now, do they want to win? Yes.
Seidler brothers,
can they control a cheap owner? No, it's just not the way it works.
Real talk, man. They better figure it out. They better be transparent because you don't want the DSG on the wrong side, bro. I'm telling you.
You want to pull up Matt Seidler's.
Let's not be rude to people.
I'm not being rude. I'm saying
call people out.
I'm not calling him out.
And this is a good point. John Wilkinson has a good point on your point. He says these teams aren't selling 3.2 million seats. On the Rockies, Pittsburgh.
I agree. They're not. But I'm saying if you put out a losing product, then the seats will start to dwindle. But
I'm going to call him out.
Yeah, no shit. What do you think? Do you think Matt and Bob Seidler give a fuck what you have to say?
100%.
You're off your rocker. You're off your rocker.
Wait, bro, are you kidding me? This fan base, Mike.
I'm not arguing that the fan base is loud. I'm just saying. Do you think if they heard you be like, they need to spend money? That's going to be like
100%. They're shaking in their boots.
What fucking world do you live in?
They're going to be like, no fucking way. Is that the DSG that said that, bro? The DSG boys? Dude, we know ball. They don't care. Yeah. And
it's non-joking realistic for us to think that these guys are going to validate. They have a plan in mind, and that plan is not going to waver. We don't know what their plan is. That's the biggest issue. Once we figure out what their plan is, we're going to see the direction of this team and where it's going. We have no idea what the direction is. They haven't shown any direction. They haven't told us anything about the direction. So we're in a purgatory, and that's where we're at.
Matt and Bob. It's like Silent Bob and what is it? Jay and Silent Bob. That's what we should call them. Matt and Bob.
Matt and Silent Bob.
Matt and Silent Bob. That's good.
I like it. But it's just we have no idea. We're in the dark. Listen, they could put everything to ease. So they could put everything to rest, even if it's not a part of their plan. You go out and you get a decent free agent on the market.
Yeah, man. You want to shut people up, Mike? You want to shut people up? You sign. Give me a fucking
anybody. You go out and sign like Randall Grichuk. I'm like, all right, we're making moves. I'm being serious. Like anybody. I don't need a big contract. I don't need a big contract, Matt. I don't need a big contract. I need something to feed the hunger of the offseason.
Jake Rose, my guy.
We're nibbling on fucking dirt rocks right now. We have nothing to eat.
Workus Circus. Dylan Workus has a good comment. He says SCSU hoops in 15. Hey, shout out that. Also, thank you, Joe. Shout out Katon. They sent us some merch, bro. They sent us some cool ass stuff. DSG's getting a couple sponsors. We got one we're announcing a little later too. But hey, Padres might be not doing anything, but the DSG boys are doing something, and we're here for you. Also, Mike, what's your take on Tirso Ornelas, brother? Because guess what?
My take's getting more and more realistic by the day.
Because I think we might be Tirsoing it up in 2025, bro.
I'm saying we
haven't. When was the last time we've had a Mexican superstar?
Sorry?
When was the last time we had a Mexican superstar on the San Diego Padres?
Alexi Amarista.
I mean, I guess now I don't think Alexi Amarista is Mexican. Is he?
I'm pretty sure he's Mexican, no? Am I tripping?
Yeah, you might be tripping. You got to be careful.
Oh, he's Venezuelan. Hey, I take it back.
Did not mean any issues there. Adrian Gonzalez is a perfect example. Legend. Also, I'm Chela Jerry is as well. Adrian's a great point. Sorry about that. Can't believe I forgot about the Dodgers. Adrian. I'm just kidding. Tirso Ornelas. I'm going to show you guys his stats right now. For the people at home who don't know Tirso has been a Padres top 10 prospect for about 50 years. I feel like he's been in our prospect. I feel like he's been in our farm system forever. This dude Tirso has gotten better every single year. Every single year in the bigs. All right, let's look. Or in professional baseball. We're looking at his stats right now. So in 2020, let's start at 2021 Fort Wayne. He had a 733 OPS. Not great. If you're trying to be a slugging, left fielder in the bigs, not good at 21. High A, 733 OPS. That's a little sketch. Then we go down. Plays in Mexico in the fall. Then he goes to El Paso. He skips. He says, hey, I'm good on San Antonio for a little bit. You go. He's 4 years younger than the average guy in El Paso. 552 OPS. He might, yeah, that's I'm getting let go next offseason kind of numbers. Goes back to San Antonio, picks it up a little bit, 763, then plays in the fall league. What he really did good was 2023, 2024. So San Antonio, 2023, 855 OPS. And then last year in El Paso, 864. Mike, El Paso is like playing on the moon.
Yeah.
Mike Devine could have a 700 OPS in El Paso to an extent.
No, I'll give you that.
Do you think Tirso Ornelas can be a Major League Baseball caliber, like good enough that he could bat seventh in our lineup and we won't be rolling our eyes every single game?
I think that Tirso Ornelas can make do. I don't know if Tirso Ornelas is going to be a guy.
Shout out HBVPJ. Hey, and shout out, Ben's a good dude. So shout out Ben too.
Yeah, shout out Ben as well.
Tirso's an Fernando Tatis Jr. That's a little bit of
listen, I'm saying I think he could be serviceable. I'm not going to go as far to say that, he's going to be a game changer for us next year. Like there's not prospect value like Merrill had. There's not prospect value like, even Luis Campusano had when he was coming up.
I agree.
But I think that he's going to have to make do. I don't think there's an option.
Man, we really need him
up to the plate, no pun intended, and make it happen. That's all that.
You know what? Hey,
if Matt and Silent Bob aren't going to make any moves, then Tirso better start swinging the stick.
Hey guys,
you're hitting seventh.
You hit the nail on the head right there, Meezy. Hey, everybody at home, the thing we got to get and understand is we're going to find out within the next month if the Padres are going to do shit or if this is who we got. And if this is who we got, you have two options. You could be like, Padres, I'm not going to watch this year, which is a lie if you're a true fan. You're going to watch. Or two, you're going to back up all these dudes. I'm going to be the biggest Tirso Ornelas guy until I physically can't. Until he bats. If he has a 400 OPS, I'll be like, maybe he puts it together in May. That's what you have to do. That's if you're a fan, that's what you have to do. I wish I could tell you Padres are going to win the World Series. It's going to be easy. We're going to get all these guys. Right now, it's not looking like we're going to be doing that. That being said, we're a Roki Sasaki acquisition away from this offseason looking like shit. We're fucked to low-key. We signed a couple other dudes. We're World Series contenders. We're that close. Tirso Ornelas, I would much rather him in like a David Peralta spot than necessarily starting. Mike.
Yeah. I'm with you. I just I don't.
In the chat, do you guys think that Tirso Ornelas could be a starting left fielder on a playoff baseball team in 2025? And Mike, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I just don't think that he's I don't think Sasaki's signing with us.
Yeah, okay. Let's say he's not.
Yeah, if he's not, we're
How
fucked.
do you make the playoffs if he doesn't sign?
If there's no direction with this ownership and you're not making any moves and you go out and field the team that we have right now, we might finish 4th in the division. We don't have Joe Musgrove next year. We lost Profar. We lost.
Well, I was going to bring him up in a second.
Okay. Yeah, well, bring up Profar.
So Ahmed Rosario, obviously not Profar. At least have the season that Profar had. Also a former top prospect that never really put it together. He just signed a 1-year, $2 million deal. I think as time kind of ticks, I think Profar's deal goes down a lot. I bet you if ownership's down, they can get him for 3 years, $30 million.
I could see that. But
and
I don't think ownership's down.
Chat, would you do? Chat, would you guys do 3 years, yes, 30 mil for Pro?
Are you kidding? 100%.
Pro makes his team a lot better, man.
Pro makes his team way better, and I actually feel like, oh, he's an energy guy. He's a VAR guy. He brings actual intangibles to the team. They love Profar. There's not going to be any life in that clubhouse if he's not there and they don't spend any money. They're going into next season like, wow, we just had our opportunity and we squandered it, and now our ownership doesn't want to spend. That's literally
they got it, dude. I'm telling you,
man. It's make or break.
How are you? They're like the Grinch, bro. They're literally. I'm gonna call him Spanos Jr. If the Seidler brothers don't spend, I'm calling him Spanos Jr. I know it's a bad word to say in San Diego, but I'm calling him Spanos Jr. if they don't spend, because this is a good baseball team. The core's there. Couple good additions with spending a little bit of dough. You're not giving Alex Bregman a $200 million contract. That's the thing they don't get.
Good.
No, I know, but I'm saying that's the thing they don't get. Everybody's like, oh, we got to spend. We got to do all this stuff. Guys, just because we're not giving out these fat deals doesn't mean.
Thank you, Alexander.
I don't know, man. We have a great coaching staff. Preller's a stud. Dylan says 3 years, 20 with a club option after year 3. Love that. What? This is a good question, actually. Not my money. That's the thing too. It's like, hey, it is kind of our money in the sense that like we're paying for the tickets and we're doing this stuff. That being said, these guys, we've watched. If you're a Padres fan, you have watched some awful baseball when they don't invest. I would much rather pay a little bit more on tickets, which we already are this year, no matter what. If they don't get anyone, our season tickets are going up. The Modelos are still going to cost the same. The Randy Jones barbecue is still going to cost the same. And the baseball is going to be worse. So the product's going to be worse and we're going to still be paying more. So why don't you fucking spend? Why don't you spend if we're still going to go? Because they're going to find out, hey, like we said earlier, the diehards, the guys that are in the DSG chat, guys and girls that are in the DSG chat right now, they're going to be watching the games. But, the casual, Surfer Sam's going to be like, I'd rather go surfing on Tuesday than go to the Pods game. And I don't blame Surfer Sam, bro. That just pisses me off, man. Pro should be a pod. I see the Braves. I see like the Braves, the Orioles, all these bullshit teams. We should get Profar on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
He was a starter. He wasn't a starter, but he was an all-star last year, bro.
I think once Sasaki, the domino falls, moves will happen. I think we're just kind of waiting for that. We talked about it on Monday. If Sasaki signs with us, Dylan Cease is getting traded. It's pretty simple.
Shout out Beatrice. Sorry about that. You're welcome. Also, shout out all the girls in the chat, or ladies and gentlemen and whatever. Appreciate everybody watching. Mike, what were you saying? Sorry.
that was just
nice. I apologize.
No, that was just hilarious. I was saying once the Sasaki, deal comes through and they figure out where he's going, moves will happen. I think there's been a lot of stagnant behavior by Preller. Normally he's made a few trades by now. And
I think he's cooking something, bro. Is it crazy to say with arbitration coming up, within the next 24 hours, we're going to have a lot of Padres news? But
that's not crazy.
I think it's not
ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that.
I think a trade's coming. I think the trade's coming soon, bro. I think it's coming really soon.
I'm telling you, nothing's happening until Sasaki signs.
You don't think anything happens, even with arbitration?
Chad,
do you guys think anything happens in the next
arbitration? What happens in arbitration? You agree to terms, you go to arbitration court. That's it. It's not like it's not trade deadline.
Yeah, you're right.
The news is done.
Yeah,
The news
I'm
will
like,
be done
I'm
by 12 p.m. tomorrow.
You know how bad this is what Madden Silent Bob, bro. Madden Silent Bob. You
That was
know
a
how
big
hard
move,
it is
though.
for Madden Mike to do a show and you guys don't make any moves, bro. Hey, that being said, I'm a Moises Gomez guy, bro. Hey, this is my dude. And
I like
you know
Moise.
bro, Padres signed this guy. We've made a couple moves, and I'm gonna go over a couple of the guys that we signed in minor league free agency. These aren't the sexiest deals. That being said, Chella Jerry is a perfect example of some guys that just need a new start and become a legit piece to a good team. Moises Gomez. In 2022, Moises Gomez was one of the biggest power hitting prospects in baseball with the Cardinals. Kind of fell off a little bit the last 2 years. This dude is VAR, bro. This dude's VAR. Look at this guy, bro. An awesome smile. Dude, he gives me Franmil vibes, bro. I'm telling you. He gives me Franmil energy. This dude seems like a dude, and he hits nukes. Like, this guy, what?
I said I'm with it.
Yeah, dude, he's just like, I don't know. There's something about this dude, bro. There's something about this dude that I think he's gonna be a dog, bro. Like, I'll look up his stats real quick, but I can't really show highlights because we won't get we'll get copyrighted, which sucks.
I mean, Moises Gomez last year in 2023, I guess 2 years ago, was a top 15 prospect in the Cardinals system.
Yeah, hey, we need some muscle in the lineup. Hey, yo, muscle hustle. 26 years old, 5'11", great height. He's like me, bro. Me and Moises.
Yeah, you guys are reminiscent.
I just need to hit. I need a couple more curls for the girls, and I'll be good to go. He has Big Papi VAR straight up, bro.
Better. I love this.
He's like Venezuelan. Oh, Venezuelan Luke Voigt. That's gas. Jackson, great nickname, bro. Venezuelan. But I'm gonna look up his stats real quick, bro. This one says he's 6 feet. Who's lying? All right. This dude had that's in Venezuela, but Memphis, 882 OPS. Then he had a 1,000 OPS, bro. Oh, super chat. My bad, brother. New drug lord from TJ to buy team, make signings. Hey,
I'm with that too.
Let's get some narcos, bro. Hey, out with whoever the Siler Trust. Out, rest in peace, Pete. The things if they do sell the team, make a Peter Siler statue. Get your bag, brothers. Get your bag, everybody who's involved. Sell it to the Tijuana drug lord, and let's make some moves because I'm all in, bro. I'm all in. Give me, I don't care. I mean, to an extent, where the money comes from. I don't care how you made your money. If you're going to get me a good baseball team for me to watch 162 games a year, I'm all in. Guess what, guys? Breaking news. Most billionaires, not the most ethical. You think fucking the Mets fans care where Steve Cohen made his money, brother? They don't.
No, that's a good point.
They don't.
Let's get off that topic. Let's get off that topic.
Apologize, but I like Moises, and then we also signed a new dude today who actually followed us back on Instagram, Rodolfo Castro. So there's two things to say about it. One, Rodolfo, you're my guy. Thanks for the follow back. Two, little concerning that we got a follow back from one of the biggest Padres moves of the offseason instantly. So that's a little sketch, but we're making some moves, man. We're making some moves. And
also, I want to mention it's actually Rodolfo Duran, not Rodolfo Castro. So I just wanted to thank you, Rodolfo Duran.
Sorry. Is it Cuban Castro? Is he Cuban? I don't know. Mike messed up where someone was from last time, so I got to make sure.
Yeah, Rodolfo is from the Dominican Republic, and it's Rodolfo Duran. He is a catcher from the Dominican Republic, I believe. So he is he's kind of like got Frankie Mejia vibes. He's a 5'8" backstop. He's a 5'8" backstop, smaller backstop, kind of got some pop in the bat. Hit 11 homers last year. I don't mind it. I don't hate it.
What a good situation. His nickname's Rudy. Oh, I like that. All right, Rudy. So Rudy, what a situation to be in. This team was so close to making it to the NLCS last year, and now you could legitimately, if Campy has a bad start, be our starting catcher. So congratulations, Rudy. There's no better time to be a backup catcher in baseball and get signed by the San Diego Padres. There's so many holes in this team, bro. so many Shia LaBeoufs right now, Mike. We got to spend.
That just means we have a lot of room for growth.
We have a lot of room for growth, and it means we're gonna do some fun shit soon, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be some. There's got to be something going on soon that I don't know when it's gonna happen. Probably after Rudy, but man, dude, I just hate seeing, and I wonder if people in the chat agree. I hate seeing people make jokes about the Pods right now, bro. Like, oh, Padres. Like, I know the relocate thing was like taken out, like that was way out of context, but people are just shitting on us, bro. We've been getting shit on so much lately. 24 innings, obviously, that's a valid shit. I would be cooking other teams too if that happened to us, so I completely get that. But, like, the ownership's making us look like fools, bro. Guys, our fan base is legit, bro. San Diego's a great city. If you're the owners of this team, you're making us look like absolute nimrods, bro. We're like the laughing stock of the league right now. It's like the Chicago White Sox signed Martin Perez, bro.
Yeah.
Martin Perez for like $5 million, bro. Like, hey, they gave him $5 million 1 year. Guys.
Not a bad deal.
If Martin Perez is in our rotation right now, I feel way happier than I do right now.
We're grasping for straws if we're worried about Martin. Like, I get where Martin's coming from.
Reynolds, legend. Shout out to Skyline.
Martin Perez will be a Padre again at the deadline. Like, it's just the way it's going to go.
Yeah, that's what someone said that too. Oh, perfect. Tech tip off at 7:45. We'll be off then to watch the San Diego State Aztecs take on Air Force. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get this, and I'm gonna hold off. But until opening day, I'm not gonna actually freak out because last year, guys, Mike, interesting point I read in Kevin Acey's article. This time last year, you want to know what moves have been made for the Padres?
What moves?
Soto had been traded. So we didn't really know what we were getting back there too. We heard Michael King was good, but he was only a reliever. And then we got, Higgy, who never started for them, all this stuff. The only signings we made, Yuki Matsui and Woo Suk Go by January 8th. So that team was coming off the most disappointing season in Padres baseball. And we traded our superstar, and our only two moves had been, foreign relief pitchers. And we were still doing the show. And we're like, hey, we got to keep the VAR. We got to, hey, Schiltz hungry dogs. We got to still keep the faith. But if you're an owner right now, man, you got the fan base like this. Other than us delusional fools, a lot of people are going to start walking away, man, or at least not care as much. Dude, you go to San Diego during the, playoff series, during the Braves series, bro. Every single person in town was wearing brown and gold. Every single person. How do you not invest in that product? You're the only show in town. You're the only show. Oh, dude, I want to go to the San Diego. No disrespect. I'm not going to diss anyone else. There's not much else to do sports-wise in San Diego, man. You're the one show in town, especially in the summer. Beautiful stadium. Invest in your product. You could make even more of your billionaires. You can make even more billions, and you're not because you're just not, bro. It's pissing me off, man. It's pissing me off. If you're AJ Preller right now, do you try to trade Luis Arraez for a starting pitcher and get a prospect thrown in as well for like a Marcus Stroman to offset?
No. Why would you go for Marcus Stroman? That's a horrible move. That just wouldn't make any sense. Like, why? He's bad. He's bad. Why would you trade a guy
His deal is bad? His deal is bad.
Okay. Why would you trade a guy that actually he's on a 1-year deal? Why would you trade him for a guy that's
I think he's on a 2-year deal. Even worse.
I'm talking about Arraez.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you trade Arraez? He's actually valuable for Marcus Stroman, who sucks and is still going to cost money.
I agree, man. It doesn't seem like the chat likes Stroman too much. Will we ever get a TV deal? I actually do believe we will, but probably not for a while. It seems like this offseason is going to be a tough one. Stroman will be funny because I have a feeling the only reason why I kind of want Marcus Stroman is I want to see how quickly he blocks the DSG after we call him Marcus Meatballs one game. We'll be like, didn't know we had Marcus Meatballs today. He'd be on the bump, bro. He'd be on the bump. And he'd like take one step off, block us on Twitter somehow, like his AirPod or something. He'll be able to block. That dude blocks everybody on Twitter, bro.
Probably already has. Yeah.
We need pitching though, man. And if we were a Rise of San Diego Padres mentality, need him. Luis Arraez is such a polarizing player. I don't think I've ever seen a player so polarizing because some people hate him. Some people hate him, man. And they're like, oh, one more player, shitty defense, and he's slow, only going to get slower, and he's only going to get older. He's not worth 14 mil. Other people are like, he's an ode to what baseball should be. I just don't. I'm so healthy, Luis Ariz. Yeah, I think with a healthy Luis Ariz, you keep him 100%.
Yeah, no.
But then how do you get pitching? How do you get pitching if the only tradable assets are a Luis Ariz, Dylan Cease? You trade Dylan Cease, that's obviously an ace caliber pitcher. Are we going to have a rotation with Randy Vasquez, Matt Waldron, and Brian Hoeing? Like, that's just waving the white flag, which is no disrespect to those fellas, but like, that's not a World Series rotation.
Yeah. No, I guess we'll just have to, wait and see what moves AJ is going to make. I feel like there's a lot of room for growth with this team. Once Roki, I'm telling you, once the domino falls, then everything's going to follow. So I guess we're going to have to figure it out once that bridge comes.
Yeah, man, it's just really interesting. I'm really excited to kind of see what happens, and Shield Seidler's been posting a lot on her Instagram story. So I have a feeling this is going to be a very interesting little trade thing for Out of the Park Sports. What up, brother? Says Roki then sends Cease to Atlanta for Elder and Smith Shaver. That's the guy who actually started against us. Toddy hit that absolute nuke job off of in the playoffs. Cease, Elder sucks, but Smith Shaver could be interesting, especially they seem like a team, Atlanta, where you could probably trade Cease and get a lot back. I just don't know how much they have back. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll figure it out, right?
Yeah. Hey, so we're gonna call it Mike might dip. I'm gonna answer some questions and we'll call it an app. But Mies, thanks, brother.
Adios, everybody. Thanks, chat. Appreciate the donations. Appreciate the time, and we'll see what happens with arbitration tomorrow.
Elder would be a decent one. Yeah, and Cease is from Atlanta. Sorry about that, guys. Mies had duty calls, as they say. But yeah, I'm gonna answer a couple questions and we're gonna call it an app. I'm still confident in this team, but I am, I feel like everybody is a fan, right? When your team comes off such an awesome season and doesn't do anything in the offseason, it's a little concerning. Tanner Scott, I think Tanner Scott's going to be a New York Met or a Boston Red Sox is the vibe I'm getting right now. He's going to get a lot of money. Interesting because Tanner Scott was so good, and it's hindsight's the best sight, right? But man, wouldn't Robbie Snelling be huge right now? A Robbie Snelling to come in as a 4-5 starter and really get an opportunity. I just I don't know, man. It's interesting. We really need some of these guys to show up. Padres are getting Sasaki, bro. It really the ass combo is the best, bro. Shout out my guy Podfathers too. I still wear the ass shirt that has Adam Suarez and or Adam Scott Suarez. Also a guy that we could trade, and I think might be on the market is Bobby Fastballs, bro. I think with our bullpen's our strength right now. And there's a real argument. Why don't you trade Robert Suarez, get something back? Or you can get a lot back if you do a Dylan Cease and Robert Suarez trade. You trade him to a team I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to trade him to a National League team, but I think with knowing Bobby's probably going to opt out of his deal next year, why don't you trade him? Package Cease and Bobby. You can get a lot back. You can get a legit, because it looks like if the Padres ownership, if Bob and Silent Joe or whatever their names aren't going to spend, the only way Preller can fill out a team is by trading the guys that are going to not re-sign. And the Orioles would be the team and Robert Suarez's brother Albert is on the Orioles. It'll be interesting to see, man. I mean, the guy I want, if we get anyone from the Orioles, it's Heston Kjerstad. I always mess up his name. But this dude, I think he's top prospect. The Orioles have 50 top prospects. So you can't possibly play all the top prospects that the Orioles have. This dude's going to be a stud, man. I think he's going to be a legit MLB player. And we don't need this guy to be Jackson Merrill. But hey, imagine we get Roki, we trade Cease, and we get an outfield of Heston Kjerstad, Jackson Merrill, and Tatis all locked up for 5+ years. With Manny, then the Shia LaBeouf holes start going down a little bit. Brian Hoeing, I love Brian Hoeing as kind of the 2022, 2023 Nick Martinez role. I like him as kind of a long relief, and if we need him to do a spot start, he can be there. But this guy's sick, dude. I'm telling you, I'm a big Kjerstad guy, and they just don't have that many. They just don't have enough positions with all the prospects that they have. Jason Adam would be the closer, and I think he's our best reliever. I thought he was our best reliever last year. He came over. I think he gave up 1 home run. The dude was absolutely lights out, bro. John Means would be sick too. Mason Miller, no shot the A's trade him, unfortunately. He's a stud. Estrada. Guys, think about our pen right now. Our bullpen's stacked. Sean Reynolds, who I think, obviously, friend of the show. Sean Reynolds as a 7th inning guy, filthy. And this is without Robert Suarez, I'm saying. Let's say we trade Bobby. You got Sean Reynolds. You got Yuki, who I think Yuki's going to have a bounce back, second year, lefty specialist type. Yuki. You got Chella Jerry. You got Jason Adam. You have some dogs in that bullpen. Adrian Morejon, who has shown glimpses of being one of the nastiest relievers in baseball. This team is the pen. Oh, and Francis Pena. You got Bradley Rodriguez coming up. The pen is the one thing that I am not worried about right now, especially with the guys we have in the farm. And Preller knows how to pick up guys. And with Ruben Niebla and Ben Fritz, our bullpen coach, we can make things happen. Only issue with Morejon being a starter is the fact that he has gotten injured as a starter before. And I think we're going to have to be careful with that. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to package Wandy. That's one of our worst contracts. And I actually do think Wandy, when he came back, was much better. San Diego State game is about to start in 2 minutes. So I'm going to throw that on and eat some dinner. But any kind of final questions in my last kind of words? For us Padres fans, man, we're going into the weekend. Not a lot to have, been not a lot to celebrate in Padres land recently. But that doesn't mean we're done. Like we said a little earlier, if you weren't with us. Oh, and Alec Jacob, demon, bro. That guy's awesome. You got to keep the faith, like Jackson said, man. This time last year, we had had just traded a generational superstar, and we had only signed 2 guys, and those 2 dudes were relievers, and we made it to the NLDS and had one of the best seasons in Padres history. The core's there. We just need to see ownership and allow Preller to make that, the outsides in, get a couple of those holes filled, and we'll be good to go. Shout out. We haven't even started. Let's go. Hey, I appreciate that, Jared. Hey, it's just tough when you see other teams, like when you see the White Sox spending. And that's my fault. But I just have seen where this Padres team could be, and I just need them to invest. And everybody, say a prayer to the baseball gods. We get Roki somehow. Shout out to everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, do everything if you guys enjoyed it. And hope everybody has a awesome weekend. And if you are in LA or have any family or friends in LA, praying for you. Hope everything's all right. I'm really sorry about everything that's going on. And I hope everybody's safe and sound. Go Pods.